We're going to make an Enderman XP farm that is so simple, I'm going to do the tutorial in survival. This works in Java Edition and Bedrock Edition. Don't you go anywhere. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to another episode from me, Avomance, in my Minecraft 1.16 farm tutorial series. As you can probably see, we are in the end, and the dragon is dead because the portal's open and there's no roaring. We're going to make an absolutely OP Enderman XP farm, and this thing is so simple that I'm going to be doing it with you in survival. This has been done in Java, but I do believe it also works in Bedrock, so, just do it in Bedrock as well. Let me know in the comments below if it works. I'm pretty sure it should. Insane amounts of XP, almost no blocks required. Let's crack on. This farm was inspired by Chapman, a master of Minecraft farms. I've taken his design and I've changed it a bit, made it even more simple, which works better for my brain. Let's crack on. To make this farm, all you are going to need is 5 minecarts, 5 rails, 5 name tags, an anvil, which you get back so you don't actually lose it, 4 scaffoldings, which you also get back, a pick, I reckon 4 stacks of ender pearls should be enough, 42 ladders, 4 temporary blocks, 24 leaf blocks, some food, give it a stack, and 9 trap doors. Any other blocks you're going to gain by digging, so you don't have to collect them first. So the first thing we're going to do is decide where this thing is going to go. We want it to be relatively close to the centre, but not so close as it's right next to the portal, because that could confuse things. If we look around here without looking at any Enderman, because we are in survival, we are more or less central. So I'm going to pop 1 temporary block there. I'm going to pop 1 on top of it and 1 on top of that. I'm going to put oak leaves there. I'm going to get another temporary block and bring it out to the side like that. I'm then going to allow myself to drop down because that is absolutely fine. We can then mine these guys out, ideally again without looking at any Enderman, because that would be bad. Right, so now under the middle of this block, so we're right underneath it here, we need to dig ourselves down 42 blocks. If I look at what this block is here, this is block 64, so we need to dig down, so as we're looking at block 22, and that means that we get a single hit kill on the Enderman, and that's exactly what we need. So let's get rid of that, and we're going to go down 42 blocks. We are digging a 3x3 hole, 42 blocks deep, with the centre directly underneath that leaf block. We are now actually very deep, and you can see we've taken out quite a lot of end stone as a result of that dig, and that's good. That's what we want. Look at that, proper depth. Now choose one of the walls. It actually doesn't matter which one you choose, but remember you're going to go outwards a number of blocks and then straight back up again, so don't come up underneath the portal. So think about which direction that might be. I'm going to come out this way and dig a 2 high opening like that, and push that back at least 3. You can go further if you want, but you want to do it at least 3 blocks. That's 2, and that is 3. Brilliant. And then get yourself a chest, and you can put your chest anywhere you like here. I'm going to put my chest there and there, I think, and then get hoppers and run a hopper there, and then all the other hoppers run it into that one hopper, meaning anything that falls on the hoppers is going to go into that chest. You do this by shift clicking, and there are 9 in total, exactly like that. You're then going to get yourself your carpet, and you're going to put your carpet on top of each of the hoppers. This is going to stop experience orbs getting stuck inside the hoppers. It has very little effect other than that. You now, if you look up, you've got no way out, so you need to dig your way out of here, drop yourself down, and replace that fella like that. Now when these Endermen fall down here, they're not really going to be able to get you, so you can just sweep at their legs and you are completely safe. inside this hole. Nothing can spawn in here, it's just too short. And then you want to decide how you're going to get it back up again. I'm going to go out this way and dig straight up. You know you're safe, there's not going to be any lava, and place a ladder starting from there on each block like that as you go up. Now, if you wanted to, you could make a bubble column, but that just seems like so much extra effort. Let's get myself right up to the top, and on the top one, we're going to put a trapdoor so as it can close. So you should end up with something that looks a little bit like that. I had too many ladders. That's not a bad thing. Better than having too few. Grab your anvil, making sure you don't look any of these guys right in the eye, and come into it. You want to get yourself 5 name tags. Pop those 5 name tags in there and give them a decent name. It doesn't actually matter what you say in this name. That one's quite an interesting name, and change all of them so as there's a specific name tag. Don't just leave it name tag or it won't work. That's really important. You can then collect back that anvil and use it again. You have not consumed it. Then what you want to do is you want to get your 4 scaffolds, and on the side that you've got your wall block, your temporary block, in the middle, place 1, 2, 3, 4, all like that. And then get your trapdoors and come 1, 2, 3, flap them down. Around the other side, 1, 2, 3, flap them down. And then in front of the scaffold, another 1, and then opposite the scaffold, another 1. That is going to make it look as if there is a floor there. Endermen aren't very bright and they'll just roll straight into it. Then come up your scaffold. Again, be careful you don't look these guys in the eye, because it is not a healthy way to go. Place yourself a rail on the wall, and then you want to get some blocks. I've put some of those end stones in the chest already, but get some blocks in and around. So for example, 1 there, and ring this all the way around, making sure the Endermen don't see you. Don't look at them, it's really unhealthy. So bring a ring all the way around here, jump up there, that there, and then put another row all the way around like that. So this next bit isn't very difficult, but it can be quite frustrating because you can get through quite a few ender pearls doing this. Note, you must do this bit in survival. Don't try and jump into creative to make it easier. Don't use an egg. An egg won't work. You have to spawn an endermite the natural way, by lobbing ender pearls in survival. Remember, every time you throw an ender pearl, you take damage when you're in survival, so keep an eye on those hearts and make sure you've got plenty of food to top them back up again. Have one of your name tags and a minecart in your hotbar ready to use, because you're going to need to use them quite quick. Drop them down in here. Now this bit can take ages or seconds. Now, in my experience, it takes quite a few ender pearls for you to be able to generate an endermite, so you need to get through quite a bit of food. However, theoretically, it's possible you could do it on the first throw. Make sure you come with plenty of ender pearls, otherwise you'll only be disappointed and you're going to have to go and get some more. Once you're in position, throw yourself an ender pearl. You can see you get thrown across. Oh, there's something there. No, there isn't. I thought there might be. Never mind. Throw another one. And you keep doing this. Notice my hearts have gone down, until you find yourself an endermite. Don't let them get too low, because that endermite will try and hit you when it comes into being as a result of you throwing these ender pearls. So you just have to keep throwing them until you find you've got that endermite in front of you. Still not there. One more, still not there. So I'm just going to keep on doing this until I get my endermite. Just keep on throwing those ender pearls. Eventually you will spawn in that purple endermite. Now when you do, make sure you hit it with that name tag, or that will despawn really quick, and push that minecart right onto it so it is stored inside. Then get out the way. 1 endermite in a minecart. Now make sure you push it right up against that end stone, because if it's on the block you're standing on, it will be able to hit you and it will do you damage. Now turn all the way around, take out this block right behind you, stand up on it, get it back and place it back there for now. Now what we want to do is we want to come down to the bottom. You don't need these scaffold blocks here anymore, so you can collect those up, Hopefully you collect all of them. If you haven't, they would have fallen down the hole and you can go down there to collect them up. Now, if you wanted to, you could set this farm going right now and do absolutely nothing else. Every Enderman within a 64 block radius of the middle of this farm is going to be very interested and jump straight into it. But you can make it even more efficient by capturing the Endermen that are on the outsides. You can see on this big central end island that there are Endermen around the edges of this island. Now those Endermen are going to stop new Endermen spawning in the middle when you've killed the Enderman at the bottom of your farm, because they are going to be taking up the mob cap for that particular mob. So what you want to do is entice those ones that are more than 64 blocks away from your endermite into your farm as well, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do now. Come to one of the edges of your 3x3 hole, and on the center one, it doesn't matter what side you do because you're going to be doing all 4 of them. Count out 40 blocks, with this one being 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. And on that 40th block, place one of the temporary blocks that you took out from the other one, and then come up 2, 3, get yourself another leaf block and place it on the top there. And you want to repeat what you did over in the middle on this one. That's one. That one almost got me. Look at my hearts. But that is 60 blocks away from the first one. We're going to do exactly the same thing on all 3 other sides. So you should have that middle one surrounded by 4. We have got an endermite at all 4 corners of the compass, north, south, east and west. If I do a little spin around, you can just about see him around our central point here. And this is the point at which it gets interesting. What we're now going to do is we are very carefully, without looking at any ender bobbies, going to take away the bits around this. This is going to anger a number of ender bobbies. So let's crack on with that now. Be very careful to not fall down the hole, and be very careful to not knock out that grass block, because if you do, that's going to cause problems. Take out all of these parts, and the Enderman, as soon as they got sight of that endermite, will start to get a little bit cross. So I'm just taking them out. Theoretically, they shouldn't get cross with you, but what you don't want them to do is have you look at them whilst you're taking these blocks away. So be very careful, because that will upset them. This one, that one, nearly done. That. And here they come. They're all coming. Don't let them bang into you. And get this last one out. Okay, so all of these should now start to flow into the farm, except the ones that are out on the fringes. So you've now got to take out all of those blocks as well. You can see I've removed a number of blocks from around these outer endermites. Now I've done it in a very specific way. So we've got a block either side of that leaf block that the minecart is sat on, a block at the back, we've got a T shape, including that block at the back in a row, and then on top of all of those I've got a leaf block. That leaf block is to stop endermen from spawning on top of them during gameplay. If an enderman spawns on top of those blocks, that endermite is toast, and you don't want that to happen. I've done that on all 4 of the edges. Now, depending on the size of your island, you may find you've got more endermen spawning even further out. If that's the case, just put some more of these, another 40 blocks in this direction in exactly the same orientation. The reason we've got this bit at the back here is when the enderman comes underneath, it loses sight of the endermite and it stops aggroing, but then it sees this endermite and it runs after that as well. If that back bit wasn't there, it could regain sight of that endermite in that one, and as a result turn around and just come back again and get stuck. It doesn't do that. It runs there and gets into your farm, just ready to give you lots of lovely XP. Now, the flatter your end island is, the better. Now, you could do these in the outer end isles or this central one, but if you wanted to flatten it out a bit, either by digging some out or placing some blocks, that would improve the efficiency of the farm even more. Reason for that is sometimes these ones on the outer side are too low. This one's perhaps just a little bit too low, and as a result, they can't see this endermite in the middle when they're out on the outside. So you may need to fiddle with that. I've come inside my Enderman farm and I'm going to see how much XP we can get in just a very few minutes. I'm going to take away all of the XP that I've got with /XP add Avomance, and I've got 9 levels at the moment, or 9 and a bit, so I'm going to do minus 10 levels. That will take my XP down to 0. We can then start to bash these guys fairly hard. Every bash should kill them pretty much straight out. So let's just go. So I've just 2 hits and I've already got halfway through the 5th level. Hit him again. That XP keeps coming. And again. And I'm just going to keep going for about maybe just a couple of minutes to see how many XP levels we can get. I've been going for about 3 minutes and I've managed to get myself very nearly 26 levels of experience. Now, it's not one of these massive XP grinders like Logical Geek Boy made with the Endermelon on Legacy SMP, but for a really quick and easy Enderman farm, I think it does pretty well. We got a pretty decent haul of Ender Pearls as well. I was bashing away for another 5 minutes and I managed to get myself up to 33 levels of experience, which isn't too bad for a very simple farm made out of very few blocks. If you have enjoyed this video, please do remember to slap that like button. It'd be great to know you enjoyed them and I will keep on making it. Also, if you've not done it already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see you in my sub club and I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.